was younger, and they always had garlic fronds along with grape leaves and everything in the yard. They made garlic, and he believed, and it's been validated now, that garlic has a lot of very excellent nutritional, beneficial, immunologic, etc. properties. So my dad always kept garlic cloves in his pocket. I pretty much do not remember him ever not having a garlic clove in his pocket. And he would be walking along, he'd be talking, and he'd pull out this little garlic clove, stick it in his mouth, and eat it all day long because he was so convinced. So if you ever wondered what was that odor and you didn't know, that's what garlic, seeping through all of your, sweat and underarm, that's what it smells like. Anyways, that was, you really picked up on something because that was a distinguishing trademark.
So,
did you want to say something, Mom?
I was going to say, Stephen, we did learn from him. He took him to golf.
Miniature golf.
Yeah, and he remembers many old men taking golf.
That was my memory how when I was a kid.
Later he revised that memory,
But all the kids, they went to that golf course.
That's another one of my memories when I lived in Germany, going to the smelly old Germans because they didn't wear deodorant. And that was like first, second, third grade, and we would go over there, and they would feed me pommes frites. So that was my meal, meat pommes frites, and we would play with Christian and Christian was a game that we used to play. Christina, yeah.
Christian and Christina.
That was fun. That was big lady, little lady.
Natalie, Raphael,
I remember going over there. That was fun.
Who are your
I had the
cousins, by the
opportunity to
way?
go and do all those things. Not only when I was a kid, but when I was in college. When I went, you guys were living there for 4 years, so I went to visit this every year. So that was pretty fun. I remember in the middle of the night making nachos and Opa coming out. And he's looking at me and he goes, "Du lebst nicht schlecht." You don't live good.
You got a good life.
So that was my midnight snack, and I'll come up and tell me that. So that was fun. I lived with them for 7 years during college, so it was a fun time. I gained my freshman 20 because of
all my
I needed it.
With Oma, there's never only one meat. There's always two meats. There's at least potatoes and maybe a pasta. There's a couple of vegetables and a minimum of 2, usually 3 desserts. So if you're ever feeling like you haven't been loved and nourished, go to her house for dinner because you will definitely.
Or if you like to play Scrabble. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Play Scrabble.
No, do not play Scrabble with her because you will never win. And if you have any investment in winning at things, do not play either Scrabble or Rummikub with her because she always wins. Unless she's playing Ellen. Every 5th game Ellen will win.
The computer.
I remember
Simon Says, yeah.
and Kerplunk.
Yeah.
Yes, Simon
Did anybody else put Kerplunk sticks in the carpet?
The carpet. Not that anymore.
We stuck them in the carpet.
Like this is cool. Simon Says I'm a pro at that. Learning all the families. We had that.
Sorry.
Okay, David.
Yes, so I just wanted to, as Katie said, our family started 20 years ago, but really 20 plus years ago that I got welcomed into the Keller family. And, there's a lot of traditions for Kellers. You guys are talking about the games, certainly food. That's also the Didonato tradition, to eat well, and it's a Keller tradition as well. But there are folks here who, like me, 20 plus years ago, were not part of the Keller family. And so to welcome you to this kind of event, I remember Kate and I were still dating, and Corinne had come out to California to visit for Christmas. And so we went to the Keller house for Christmas. And Irma and Andreas welcomed us as part of the family. We were just dating at the time, and it's been an incredible adventure, a family full of love and caring. All of you being here today really speaks to that, to the tribute to the family and all that being part of the family means in terms of taking care of everyone and helping each other when needed, and just having a great time, which has been our wild ride as a family, as Katie said, coming together, raising 3 wonderful girls, and I would like my hair back if I could.
It's not completely gone. We respect that.
Right, and they're not completely gone either. So anyway, I just wanted to make that point for those of you that are have become, as I have, becoming part of the Keller family. So thank you to you and Andreas and what you've done for this family.
Yes. I put it back
Thanks, and I didn't cook the way you like it.
I just kind of want to
You like
piggyback
it.
on David's sentiment because I too obviously, when I met Steve, it meant a lot that he was with Omar because I could see the whole family dynamic. It's not like we were off somewhere and I didn't get to see that. So coming into the whole family was nice because you do marry everybody. And then, so that was good. And obviously a lot of fond memories, but something that was special to me was, we went out to visit in Georgia when Steve got to go to the Masters, which was huge, but then Becky, when you got another opportunity for my dad to go out. I'm sorry. That was one of top 10 best moments of his life, and he just came back and had such a wonderful time in the house. And not just for me to be accepted into the Keller family, but for my dad to go and feel like family too was huge. I don't come from as big of a family, so it's really nice to know into a big family that have him have that opportunity. I just remember he came back and you would have thought he was a tour guide when we were Georgia experience and come stay at the Keller's house because we just saw our welcoming to him, and I felt just so welcome to the family too. So I want to thank you all so much for that, especially for that memory. Like I said, it was really special to allow him to go to do that. All right, I'm gonna sit down.
On a lighter note, do you remember before your wedding, David? Where's David? So David and Corinne had to borrow my car because their car broke down, right? So I'm driving my 1987 Ford Escort station wagon. So it's pink in the front.
Wait, and I fell in love with him driving that car.
So just real quick side note, I was helping her move into her house in college, and her dad and mom come to help, and the car's parked out in front. And he's driving, drove up, and we're picking stuff up, and he looks at me, he goes, "Whose piece of ass car is that?" And I said, "It's mine, sir." That's what kind of car it was, right? I mean, I paid for myself.
But I said, I drive everywhere, so you don't have to worry about it. He's not good.
You had to close the door from the inside on the passenger side and the whole deal. But you were, so your car broke down. It was a white station wagon or something like that.
Ford Taurus.
Ford Taurus. And that Ford Escort was yours. And it went to Opa and then it went to me. So that's how it went. So you guys had to borrow it to go to your wedding.
And they didn't have Uber.
So let's borrow that piece of that car.
And it had a bubble in the tire, so it was a bumpy ride. It flattened. Monica drove it on the way back after the wedding and it had a flat. So you made it. It had a cassette player, and all the two cassettes it had was AC/DC and R. Kelly. That was what you had. That's what you had to listen to. So you made it to the wedding, and that was the first time I ever had filet mignon, so 20 years ago. Anyway, that was my story about your wedding.
We bought maybe 13 tickets to more, and then we snuck into some rated R.
I've heard it.
All right. say a couple things because Stephen reminded me when Stephen was about the size of Ridley. I used to come over and play. You guys lived in, was it Reseda or Canoga Park?
With grandpa? With my grandpa?
Yeah.
While you were in flight school?
Anyways, I would come over to visit. I like to play with kids, and I can get rough and I can get them really wired up, and then I get to leave. And I remember Joan, her mother, yelling at me time and time again because Stephen and I would start playing, and we'd be karate and running around, and so you're gonna make him get an asthma attack. You're gonna get an asthma attack. And he never got an asthma attack when he was playing with me, but I remember your mom always yelled at me and like, "Don't you give him an asthma attack!" So. Did you ever have a bad asthma attack from me? No.
I remember your mustache, like rubbing on me. That's not appropriate. That did help.
These are things we learn.
But I do remember going, and I'm going to say, going to the circus with you in San Francisco and going to your apartment in San Francisco and swimming in your pool and with Mike and everybody. We had a good time. After Germany, I mean, Germany was great. We had a fun time, came back and we were hanging out at your house and things like that. I remember breaking plates at your wedding.
Oh yeah.
Breaking the dishes at your wedding.
I remember playing
It's a
baseball.
custom. It's a European custom that before they come and they break the plates and then they bring a loaf of bread and the bride has to show that the cups of bread.
I'm glad we got married in USA.
So I just had another thing that came to me while I'm looking at that little section there. In right before Opa, my dad died. August of, was it 2000?
Yeah.
We all did a trip to
Hawaii.
Hawaii. I was going to say Germany. I didn't go to Germany. Okay, Hawaii. And there's the picture. Okay, I love that picture. So many good memories.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do remember we had some teenagers. And I remember we were all doing our things and whatever, and the teenagers were gone. And then at some point, we discover that Wendy has a boyfriend. Do you guys remember this? I don't know the whole
That's why I met her, yeah. Of course I remember this. I met her on that trip.
So you two met on
In
that,
Hawaii.
on that trip. Now I'm not sure we knew about it until later.
No,
But
we saw
whatever
them
it
today.
was,
I know
they were teenagers, and they were out throughout much to our like lack of knowledge and supervision. But that's where
Now,
you
Joe, you have to share how you met because
Well, only if you
I didn't think it's that interesting, but it was funny. No, it was my last night in Hawaii, and I went because my buddy had a big breakup with his girlfriend, and he was all butthurt. So he didn't mind talking to anybody, and he was just very personable with people.
I think it was Becky,
And
right?
it was Becky
Was
or
it?
Lana
Yeah, it was Lana.
were just chirping out their window, and my buddy looked down and said, "Hey, how you guys doing?" Blah blah blah. And they just went back and forth, and I wasn't really personable or social.
But Wendy was.
And Wendy wasn't either. And it was so funny. We were just like, so we started hanging out. Like we got along real quick as soon as we met each other. And she liked things I did, and went back and forth. But
We stayed up till like 4 a.m.
yeah, we stayed up till 4 a.m. We met late at night, walked the beach, we went to Denny's and all that stuff. Way to cover a night that I thought nobody knew about.
Yeah. We all of us. We all did.
Everyone did. It was funny.
We never
I
knew.
think we should have that.
on this trip we paired you off. Morgan, we paired you off with Wendy. How come you didn't know that?
How do you know she didn't know?
I feel like as the smallest child growing up in a home,
This is the picture.
growing up in a home also older sisters. I frequently cover for them.
Become a sister.
Oh, yes. And also, who tried to convince mom to let you go on that Euro trip with your friends so she would let you go on in high school?
And I didn't get to go.
What do you want from me?
Okay, no sibling fights here. This is all.
Are you and Claire still like bonded? I remember you guys did all those
Yeah, you guys were like
like that. When I was living with Oma, every time we came to visit, it was skit, and then it would be like, let's go tackle Steve in his room.
Morgan, do the little Russian thing. Claire's not here, but
Claire's not here, so we can't do the tackle Steve thing.
Rusty, you remember your sunburn from Hawaii?
Oh man. I can remember us all having epic sunburns.
We stayed sunburned the whole time.
Oh, I remember Tracy and I hiding under a towel instead of snorkeling because we were so sunburned, we were so sick, we just put wet towels over
That
us.
whole thing. That whole thing was my fault.
Yeah, you started talking downstairs, right?
It was wonderful because they're great together. It was me. I was the youngest one out of everybody.
Yeah, Lana, you were on the one.
She was like, hi.
But then, yeah.
I made my mistake on that trip too. Becky had to come find me in the middle of the night.
I did.
You don't need to elaborate.
And I thought, oh, I'm gonna have this lovey-dovey moment. I'm 16, I don't know what's going on. So I go walking on the beach with this dude, and Becky goes, Tracy, we need to go back. We're gonna go.
I followed her like 200 feet behind.
Like, what were you actually gonna do? You were gonna like tackle him and hold him down.
That was my plan, yeah, that was my plan. The plan did not go past that though.
Look out for me because that could have been so bad. Who does that? Oh my
Teenagers.
And as I'm talking right now, I just like, as my family, I look back on videos and pictures and things because of my like all the depression and stuff like that. I don't know how you all stood me, but thank you all so much. I love you, and I know it couldn't have been easy, but I swear life is so much better right now, and I promise it's not like that anymore.
Hey!
Switch something in my brain, and I swear life is. I don't know.
Okay,
I
great.
don't understand it. It's all good. Well, you have a beautiful family. Yeah. Then make a bit happen.
I remember the first meeting with you.
With me.
It was in Basco. I think you were about 4 years
Right.
old. We went for a shop walk. Tracy was a baby, staying home. And you asked me, doctor, where is nowhere? I couldn't answer it. Have you had anyone who found an answer to this? Where is nowhere?
I think it's still on the debate.
No. Yes. So, where is nowhere?
Okay, anybody else have anything?
Well, speaking of Hawaii,
Okay.
do you remember when we were boogie boarding and we got so far out that a ship came by?
I vaguely remember.
Unsupervised teenagers.
Oh God, and you survived.
All the girls were going around boarding Steve and I was out in the ocean on our boogie boards, and no kidding, a ship came by and asked if we were okay. And then while we were out there, we went out there because that's where the waves were. Nobody else was out there, but whatever. And so while we were out there, I went to dive below a wave as we were on our way out of the waves. And as I dove underneath the wave, I opened my eyes and there was a huge sea turtle right below me.
Whoa.
And that was the moment that I became afraid of the ocean. I feel realized there were things bigger than me in there.
Hence the Air Force and not the Navy. You want to be as far away as possible.
I remember you when you came to visit one summer and you had your plane shipped. So he's got his, you know, I don't know if anybody knows, but he likes the remote control airplanes.
Likes?
Yeah. He's a little upset. But, so we're flying, we go to the airport near our house, we're flying the plane, and I was videotaping it or something, I think. And so we're trying to do some tricks, show off a little bit, boom, crashes it. So it's in pieces, engines everywhere, oil's leaking, gas is leaking, and he's got to go home, and then like a couple days after that, so he's like, how am I going to send this home? I don't want to ship it, it's too much money. I'm just going to put it in my carry-on luggage. Smells like gas.
Oh my God! Smells like a bomb.
This is before 9/11. You were walking to the plane. He goes through security. All right, I'm just like rolling up. And he walks on the plane. I said, "See you later, Rusty." He's got a suitcase.
Box full of wires. And
Airplane
they didn't care.
That's so funny.
Oh my goodness.
So almost every time I came to visit Oma, I would end up with an RC airplane. And Steve and I we would go out to the RC airport. Every time before I left.
It was just, I remember you building them.
Yeah.
We get them, build them. We'd be like, okay, it's built, let's go do it. Oh man.
Gotta work on that navigation system control.
It's fun though. Every time I drive by one of those, I was thinking, flying those planes.
Still do.
Yeah, you said very rarely did you crash an airplane. When did you crash an airplane then?
We're talking about radio control.
Yeah.
I haven't crashed a real one yet.
And we don't expect that to happen.
Yeah, not at all.
I have one very vivid memory of when we were kids that I did not truly appreciate until I became a parent. So I remember one time Oma took all of us older cousins to Disneyland, and I think at that time it was 5 or 6 of us. And she was solo with 5 or 6 of us kids at Disneyland. Somehow she kept every one of us alive and not lost. And then fed, yeah, right. And I remember like it was late, and she was trying to get us back to the car, and we were all being like such whiny little like kids and about our toys and our presents. Like, well, where's our presents? And I remember her getting us all buttoned up in the car and then walking back into the park and picking out every single present that we had chosen that we wanted, and then coming back with the presents and being like, you know, here's all the toys that you guys wanted. And I never appreciated how difficult this was until I was trying to corral 2 children, only 2, you know, at a festival or something. And we have actually already lost Corbin, so we lost the contest with Oma already at 2 kids. But how on earth did you keep 5 of us in line?
You were good kids.
All right. Thank you for that.
Because I remember being very, you know, we didn't get out of line. I mean, I don't know what you did, but somehow we just always did, you know, no one went off and dead and everything, and everybody knew you had to be in line. But we went to the Santa Claus Lane Parade, or the Hollywood Lane Parade one year. And Becky, I've got to tell you, she has lost a child. That child was me. I was about 5 years old, maybe 6. We were at the Santa Claus Lane Parade in LA, and it's really crowded, like maybe 4 or 5 people thick on each side. And I have no idea, but what I remember is someone talking to me and bringing me to a policeman. And then the policeman talked to me, and then 2 policemen held my hand, LAPD, and we walked up and down in front of the people, up and down the parade route, you know, then to say, anybody lose a child? And I was like so proud and happy. I'm walking with these 2 policemen and get to walk inside in front of everybody. And it was like 15 or 20 minutes. Then suddenly I hear, "What?" I'm like, my fantasy world was growing in ecstasy. On my way back to reality. Okay, but anyway.
Never got lost. who got lost?
I don't remember ever being lost.
You always knew right where you
The
were.
Hollywood Bowl. We were in the Hollywood Bowl. If anybody knows what the Hollywood Bowl is, full of people. And all of a sudden we couldn't find Cartwrights. And they had him in front. He walked all the way. Also, in a grocery store, we had to watch him. He just disappeared.
He just wandered. Well, now we know why Andy prankster
Thanks,
because.
Dad.
Yeah.
And he was a climber.
Yes, he was. But I want to tell you, he was quite the prankster because we went to Yosemite one year and I was walking with him and he told me that we were lost, that we didn't know where our campsite was. And then he pointed and he said, look, there's Mom. And I go running and launch myself into a stranger. It was not my mother. He was playing a joke. And the woman looked at me, she's like,
But that kid had a sense of direction.
Again, that's
And
where you
I
got
went away and left them for a first time with the joggers. And those kids was mean to them, to our kids, and told to him, when their father comes home, he's going to beat you because he did something.
because he was mean too.
Now we lived at this end of the valley and they lived in this end of the valley. That kid went home.
walked home.
He walked
But didn't go home to our house, but went to his best friend's house, the next street. The people were looking for them. We come home and they said, we lost her.
How old was that?
Then the mother of the guy called us and told us that Karl-Heinz was there. Now, how he found the way, I don't know, because he never had walked the farm. It was not with Woodland Hills and he went in Sino.
But I remember because all of our friends were out. You know, they called all of our friends that were out in their cars, but the police were out. Like the whole valley was out looking for him. And someone actually saw him at some point, and he ditched them.
I remember hiding in the oleander and stuff.
So now I know how you were able to fly a helicopter in the desert with GPS. Somehow you knew.
Did you ever get your beating? Did you ever get your beating?
Did you get the beating?
No, because he got to stay, after that he got to stay with somebody else. We had to stay for that, but he got to stay.
Anyway, I wasn't going back.
That's funny. You know, Landon, he's got a good sense of direction, and he's trying to get out of the house one time too. Went up to his friend's house up the street.
You better watch
Oh
out.
my gosh. Well, we call him the Great Landini.
Yeah.
And we always wondered, where does that come from? I said, it's not from me.
Okay, we
He's like,
know.
it's not from me. Now we know.
Joey, you disappeared?
And now I'm going to tell him that independent Monica.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, things haven't changed. Yeah, Neil doesn't know these things at all. Yeah, really, put your
Earmuffs.
At a very young age, she went walking, and she knew the whole neighborhood. The one day, I left her father at home because I had my hair done. It takes a couple hours to have your permanent done. I come home, and my Monica, Andy had a friend over, and they were talking, and all of a sudden, Monica's gone. Now, we lived in a cul-de-sac, and then you went all the way down to the busy street, Balboa. And here comes the police car, Monica in it. At that time, they didn't take you to the station. They were driving around the neighborhood, and Monica said, there. She was 2 years old.
couldn't even talk.
She walked all the way down McCormick and all the way down Balboa, and one of the neighbors saw her, women saw her, but she didn't know who she was, so she called the police.
Well, it's a good thing, huh? They took me home. What do you do? So that was the beginning of my rap sheet. I have a mugshot when I was 2 years old.
But the kid knew where she lived. She could have gone to the home.
So we got the same GPS. All right, in our heads. We're wired.
Except you were leaving, I was coming home.
I was just doing the Subander.
He's got the homing version. You've got the leaving version.
The guy needs to eat, right?
I was so mad at my husband. I said, I leave you with a child.
It was probably later in the day, and Carl needed his 5 hamburgers.
Yeah, 5 hamburgers. Joe, did you hear the story about him coming home eating 5 hamburgers and then eating dinner? Right? Yeah.
And that was typical. That was not an unusual
When
thing.
we had that over at our house this past summer, we would sit down to dinner. We would all, get ready to eat, and then Dad would be done. And he still got it. I know you're a eater too, Dave. You want a contest, a sub eating contest? If I remember.
Well, he would just order, like, when we go out to eat, he'll just order, like, a small thing because he knows he's going to eat everybody else's food.
That's what Dad always leftovers.
Oh, yeah, Dad would for the leftovers.
That's what Carl did when you guys were kids. He would order like maybe one little hamburger.
I remember he'd always get, you know,
I didn't know that he would order something small, but I knew that I always knew. I was like, okay, I'm not going to finish this. My dad will eat it because I was ashamed to leave the plate full. I didn't want to walk away because he had food on me.
No, he took care of them for you.
Yeah, Dad helps out a
eat
lot.
what you take what you eat, don't starve like a mom.
Now I order food for the girls and then I just pick their I don't even order food for myself.
But the first time I went to Wendy's was when I was visiting with you guys down south, and we brought you 3 kids there, and Carl just ordered, I don't know what he ordered, and I'm like, what? That's all you're gonna eat? Because I know you're an eater, right? And that's what he tells me. He goes, yeah, I just gotta wait for everybody else because they're not gonna eat their food anyway, so I just eat all theirs. And sure enough, Steve would finish, and Carl would grab the plate, he'd start eating, and Tracy would finish. Wendy's still sitting there, and he's like eating all my plate.
I never left anything on the plate.
That's true, because nobody used to say that girl was a Keller.
I remember that now, yes. She has some of my food that I didn't want to eat. I think we were at a wedding like a month ago, and we all sat down with plates, and I just wasn't thinking, and I ate it, and everyone, and I'm not as a lady at the wedding. All those friends were like, I mean, I wasn't an animal, but I was done before everybody. And everyone's like, oh, that's just, and it's all the time. And I didn't realize, and I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm just like, whatever. And it's before everybody at the table. Guys, everything. I was like, well, now I get it.
Hope is smiling right now.
Ellen, no stories from you about
Lana and Morgan. Lana, when she was a baby, was a lot at our house. Katie?
Yeah. And Lana was at her house a lot.
Lana was at their house a lot.
I taught her all the German baby songs and then sang her to sleep, and she sang, she was a performer. She would sing and dance and perform the whole time. So then comes Morgan. Morgan is born, and at that time I worked at night, so I could be awake during the day. I worked days, and Katie worked days. So here's my husband, who never changed a diaper in his life.
After 5 kids.
That's a special baby. She's a 7th child. I will take care of her.
Oh, so that's what it was, the magic 7.
He changed the diapers, he fed her, he took her places. It was his child.
Right, but that's also where we learned that diapers do work if you put them on backwards.
I remember one time we had an orange. We were outside eating oranges. We had the whole.
She was Opa's child.
Yeah, and Morgan tried to bite the rind to like start peeling it, and she like made the work. She like tasted how gross it was, and I was like, why would you do that? And she's like, Opa does it. I mean, so much friction that she tried to open the orange.
That's how we could open it.
Let's get it. Yeah. And that's what she did. Her face. She was
That's
like,
the farmer way.
We were once at the barbecue in the back, because we always did this, and he was about to eat a tomato. I said, Dad, there's a bug on that tomato. guess what he did?
Oh.
Oh yeah, he ate the tomato.
Protein.
It's not something I'm gonna emulate. That's right, protein.
Well, remember what he used to do with the bees? He used to say that a bee sting was a healthy thing for you, and so he just put the bee on his arm and let the bee sting him.
Yeah, and now it's the whole thing.
Yeah, now they have venom therapy where they actually
Now you
like
can
it's like
go get stung by bee.
it's like acupuncture but with bee venom.
He was totally ahead of his time.
Does everybody remember the jacuzzi and wonder why your shorts were always discolored after? Well, I found out when I moved in. So, you know, I took care of the yard and I would, you know, do chores around the house and things like that. And Opa gives me a bottle of Clorox bleach. And I said, he goes, go put that in a jacuzzi. So, there you go. That's why. It was bleach. It was bleach. I was like, all right. So that's why it changed color.
And he always said a rusty nail is better than a new one because it's older and it was made better. Oh my gosh, the sayings they used to come up with. You
I
married
love
him.
being able to do this because I have a horrible memory. I don't know if it's
I like it spurs everybody.
surgeries or what, but I can't remember things, and I'm so glad that we have the family who's willing and able to remember all these things for the times that we can't. So it really, it helps out a lot. And then sometimes it'll spark something that I could actually remember something, but there's not a lot. So I like having these and then being able to like record them or keep them so that we can remember them all the time.
Yeah.
Because it means a lot.
And you know, Oma and Opa made that video, right, of their life and things like that. That's a good thing. I think I'm going to do that. Where's Dad?
Dad's ready to get probably.
I think it's a good idea. So just to keep it, you know.
Yeah, well, just so you know, we have.
Seen it. It's a very, very interesting video.
Yeah, we have a lot of family videos, including my Oma. My Opa too, or I don't know.
No, that was just that was Carl. Carl interviewed Gross Oma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carl made a nice video of our
Oh really?
Oma.
My girl.
Your gross Oma.
And it was in Germany, and it was quite interesting because you could see Stephen in another room making funny things.
You guys are playing and you're getting bored because you.
Wendy sat on Gross Oma's lap throughout most of the interview, and it was really sweet because she sat so calmly for a long time, and then all of a sudden she would get bored, and you'd hear her say, "Daddy, Daddy," and you could know Carl's hushing her. But then she starts putting her fingers in her mouth and pulling the sides of her mouth and making faces like this. It's so sweet, really watching. but it was really interesting how calmly you sat, really.
Dad, we're just talking about the video you made of Gross Oma.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be videoing you soon. Maybe when you come in June, I may do a.
It'll be short.
What is your life? How many times did you run away?
But I remember in that video, Wendy's doing this in the background, going back and forth in that video.
Mostly she was on Gross Oma's lap for the longest time, and you would say, but the faces she made were just incredible. And then Tracy goes crawling by also, so it's very, very sweet.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. See, those things, I think all those things are so great and important for our family to have.